Hi guys. So today I'm going to be talking about, well, going to be answering two of the questions that were on this week's discussion board. And the first question has to do with three informal assessments. So one of the assessments that I really liked, that I can definitely see myself using, are the exit tickets. I really like these because the slip is really small. It's not overwhelming for students, and it will only take about 2 to 3 minutes for students to complete. Some of the questions that could be on the slip would be question number one: name three things you learned in class today. Number two: list two things you would learn more. List two things you want to learn more about, and number three, ask one question about today's lesson. So I think, especially for number three, when students ask a question, the chances of other students asking the same question are very likely. So I think that in teaching the topic again, uh, as a teacher, I can really address those questions. Another informal assessment that I like is it's called the Four Corners. Um, so to really test my students' knowledge of the topic, I would, especially with, um, I noticed with for anywhere from first to third grade students, I mean, they have a whole lot of energy. So I would definitely use that energy to my advantage, and do the Four Corners assessment, which, depending on the topic that I'm teaching, um, I would definitely want to test their knowledge and say, for example, or the four corners. So I would say, okay, so this side is where you strongly agree, where you agree, you disagree, strongly disagree, and so I would ask the question, and depending on that question, they would go to that particular corner, and within that corner, they can discuss with their other classmates why they chose that specific corner, and then I would have one student from the corner to talk about why they chose that particular side. So I really like this idea because even if students um, weren't really sure why they chose that particular corner, um, when they discuss the topic with their fellow classmates, I think that it would just reiterate, like, oh, okay, yeah, I believe that's why I'm here. Another one that I like are nonverbal cues, and I actually learned this one from Amy. And the reason why um, I like this one, it's the thumbs up one. Um, Last week, I taught my very first general ed class as a substitute teacher, and it was a second grade class. And I gave a spelling test, and after they were done writing the word, they'd put their thumbs up like real fast. And I just thought it was hilarious because, man, those thumbs went up so fast. And then, they're looking around the corner like, who else has their thumbs up? Who has. So it's cute to see, like, okay, these kids want to be the first to, like, oh, I got it. So I don't know what it is about the thumbs. And I notice it even in the classroom. When I was doing an SEL moment, they were telling me, well, if you think that you're going to do that this weekend too, you have to say me too, but don't say it. You have to do this. This means me too. So that's what they taught me. This is me too. And so yeah, I'm really liking the students taught me quite a few nonverbal cues that are, I mean, they're so helpful because instead of, in lieu of all the chatter, it really does, it's really quick. The nonverbal cues are really quick, and um, it gives the students to look around real fast to see, okay, that was me too. I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna do that this weekend too. So I really like those. So I really like that nonverbal cue with the thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs up. Yes, I got it. This one was, I kind of know it, sorta, and then no, I don't. So I really like that one because it's quick, it's easy, and for students that are still struggling, I can, I it gives me a chance to um, uh, reteach the math problem. So I really like that one. That's one of my favorites. So as far as for my aha moments, one of the aha moments has to do with the accommodations assignment that we did. It had to do with the iris worksheets, and I would think, goodness, I mean, I'm like, I know that this is what I want to do. I want to be a special ed teacher, but goodness, how am I going to be able to um, how am I going to be able to come up with like the link? What's going to be the link between the the problem and the solution? And the Iris worksheets really did answer my question for um, it really did answer my question, and it's so helpful because I like that the Iris worksheets, they had this, this is for the setting and this is for the presentation. So there's a category for each problem, and I really like that because that's how I think I mean, I don't like to just stick at a problem. I want to know a solution, and even if that solution doesn't work, then I think to myself, there's another one there. I know for sure there's another one. So I really like the Iris worksheets. uh, I really think that as a teacher, that's going to be one of my holy Bible templates that I'll be using. Another aha moment were the SEL. Had to do with the SEL assignment. Um, as a kid, especially in my third grade class, I remember my teacher doing the good mornings. We would sit at the circle, and now um, someone that's going to be a teacher, I just it's just so interesting to me that the reason why that my third grade class is ingrained inside of my memory is because of the SEL methods that were used. Because I mean, I still remember what the class looked like. I still remember the games that we played, and my third grade teacher was one of my favorite teachers. And so the it made me a little nostalgic when I was doing the LCL assignment, and it just reminded me of how important a teacher's presence is to a student. And I even think, well, I mean, when I think about me being a teacher to special needs children, there isn't a whole lot of eye contact. So of course, they won't be able to look at me, and be able to say, "Hi, good morning, Miss Shepherd." But to me, it's important for me to model that. And to me, as long as that they can hear my voice and that my energy is is um, is positive and they can feel that, I think that that within itself makes a difference. So that's what the SEL assignment really did teach me, is that the methods are important, but it's um, a their students matter, and I think academics are so important. And I mean academics are required for children, but in addition to that, I think um, as teachers we aren't to forget that we're all human. So I think it's important for teachers to have that humanitarian side when teaching. um, Another aha moment was the Sim Schools one, and talk about serendipity because before I actually taught my first general ed substitute or my class as a substitute teacher, we had this. It was a week before where I had the sim school, and I felt so nervous when I was in that sim school class, um, and it just I when I was in my actual general ed class, I just reminded myself sim school. So I'm like, oh, I have to look around. Um, and it's amazing to me that body language is, I mean, a body language, facial expressions. I mean, kids really show where they are mentally just by their body language and facial expressions. So that's where I definitely say, okay, hey, so and so, or let me go. Uh, what do you need? What can I help you with? So I am so glad that I took the sim school class because that was my holy grail when I was in my general ed class. Remember to look around, look at your class. Who do you think needs help based on, oh, that student looks confused. Let me go and help that student. um, yes, um, these were so helpful. But that's all I have. So I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks.